Okay, Ben, you ready?
All right, I am ready. So let me see. How do I mute Nika? I mean, not mute you, Nika, but mute everybody. I think everybody has to mute themselves.
No, you can make it wherever. Everybody, put yourself on mute. We love you. Put yourself on mute.
Somebody's not on mute. I hear birds.
I hear birds too. Who's not on mute? Oh, there's another page.
Taylor, I don't think you're on mute.
Okay. I think that's everybody.
Everybody?
I think so.
All right. Okay, cool. Welcome, everybody. We are so glad that you are here. Yeah, we have 2 pages full of people. That is awesome. I am so glad that you have joined in this morning. Nika and I are pumped to see all of you. I just want to keep scrolling back and forth to see everybody because I miss you so much. But what we're going to do is have our class on Zoom, obviously, and Nika and I are going to be talking about Psalms. And there's a lot in the book of Psalms that we can learn from, especially in this time, I think. And so there is a chat over on the right side of my computer screen. Maybe you have that on yours. If you have a question, feel free to type it on there and I'll try to glance at it every once in a while. But if you don't have a Bible, I will give you 5 seconds to get a Bible, okay? If you're using your computer, you can use your phone Bible on the side, that's fine, but try to grab a Bible so you have access to it. And I will start with a prayer, and then Nika is going to get us started with a psalm, and I'll talk a little bit after that, okay? So let's all pray together. God, thank you so much for the technology that even though we can't be assembled in the same room right now, God, that we could all be together and at least see each other's faces. And I am just encouraged as I look right now and see all of these faces because I love each one of them dearly. And God, I know that as much as I love them, you love them so much more. And all of us right now, God, might be feeling some anxiety or some nervousness or maybe just some frustration because we have to be stuck in a house with a sibling that we don't get along with. I don't know what it is, God, but you're there. You're here with us right now, and we just appreciate that so much, God, and it brings us comfort. And so as we talk about Psalms this morning, just help us to open our hearts and our minds to what you have to say and what you have to fill us with. And I pray this in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, Nika.
All right, everybody. First, let me apologize if you hear chickens in the background because I sort of live on a farm. Okay, so if everybody will turn to Psalm 13. And this is actually a psalm that we've talked about before, we've sang about before. We really talked about this when we were studying Habakkuk, if you remember. And this psalm, I feel like is very pressing on the question that we might be asking right now, which is how long? Like, how long are we going to be in this place? How long are we going to do virtual school? How long are we going to have to see each other just through a screen? And how long is the virus going to go on? And there's so many questions that we could be asking, but we're going to read this together. So Psalm 13, I'm going to read it and just talk about a few key points. So Psalm 13, how long, O Lord, will you forget me forever? And how long will you hide your face from me? How long must I wrestle with my thoughts and every day have sorrow in my heart? How long will my enemy triumph over me? And look on me and answer, O Lord my God, give light to my eyes, or I will sleep in death. My enemy will say, I have overcome him, and my foes will rejoice when I fall. But I trust in your unfailing love, and my heart rejoices in your salvation. I will sing to the Lord, for he has been good to me. When you first read this, it probably, the times that we've read it before, sounds like ultra depressing. because it talks about like, how long am I going to be sad? How long am I going to be sitting here waiting for this darkness to go away? And how long is this going to last? And one thing that I want to really press on is verse 3. So everybody look at verse 3. And it says, look on me and answer, O Lord my God, give light to my eyes or I will sleep in death. Now, the sleeping in death probably sounds really just like it's going to wreck you. But what I want to focus on the front part is saying, like, Lord, give light to my eyes. Okay? Because there's a lot of things that we could be focusing on right now. There's a lot of things that can steal our attention because we're bored. So our thoughts have like a bunch of places to roam right now. Okay? They can roam to negativity. They can roam to positivity. They can roam to mindless scrolling. They can roam to whatever is on Netflix or Hulu or whatever. Like, there's so much that our eyes can focus on. And right now, I want our prayer in this season of like, how long is this going to last, for us to focus on light. Okay? Because we want to press into asking the Lord, give light to our eyes. No, because we don't really know what's coming next. Like, there's a big question mark on a lot of things. We got a lot of people asking, like, are we going to go to Mexico? Is Green Valley still going to happen? What about senior high retreat? And all of these questions are happening. And what we can do right now and not being able to answer the how long question is, Lord, give light to my eyes. Right now, just give light to my eyes so that I will not be sitting in the darkness. Mm-hmm. And if you will highlight, underline, circle, bold verses 5 and 6, and we've talked about this before, it says, I will trust in your unfailing love. I will trust. Okay, because what the thing about being in the unknown is it requires us to have faith in something when we don't have control. Mm-hmm. Okay, I will trust. It requires us to say, this is completely out of my hands. Mm-hmm. Okay, this is completely out of my hands, and I'm gonna lean into whatever you have next for me. That goes for ourselves individually, our families, our schools, our country, our world. Okay, so I will trust in your unfailing love, and my heart rejoices in your salvation. And the thing about David writing this psalm, and Ben touched on this last week, is that a lot of David's psalms and a lot of things about David came from isolation and being alone, right? And he says, 1, Lord, give light to my eyes, and 2, no matter what, I'm going to trust and rejoice. And those are things that we can do right now for no matter how long this lasts. Okay, and then I will sing to the Lord, for he has been good to me. I don't know about you and how you're feeling your time, but I find myself playing music all the time. I don't know if you're doing that. I don't know if you're watching shows. I don't know what it is, but there's something about filling your soul with goodness. Like, I've been listening to worship music and podcasts, and there's something about that kind of making your heart rejoice in whatever situation you're in right now. Because the thing is, some people are at home and maybe don't have good families. Maybe they are struggling. Maybe they are maybe, you know, the kids, think about the kids that you go to school with who get their meals at school. You know, like, everything is stretched. And so can we find ways to rejoice no matter what the case is? Okay, so those are the big things I want to leave you with from Psalm 13 is, like, Lord, give light to my eyes. Okay, see light in the darkness. Okay, trust no matter what the circumstance is, because we're really not in control anyway. And 3, find a way to rejoice. Okay, find a way that you're using your time to rejoice in the Lord no matter where you're at. So, Ben.
All right, so take your Bibles now and stay in the book of Psalms, but turn over to chapter 91. Chapter 91. So we're going almost across the book of Psalms, chapter 91. And if you are using your phone, that is awesome. Or if you have access to like a different translation, if you can look it up on your computer while you're still Zooming, that's awesome, because I kind of want you to see this chapter in the language of the Message. NIV is great. NLT is great. I really don't like the translation I'm using very much, just being honest. So if you can see the message, that's what I'm going to be reading it from. And I'll give you just one more second to get there. Okay, and Emma Scott, do you have access to the message? Perfect. Okay, can you unmute yourself? And can you read just 1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
91, 1 and 2?
Yes.
Okay. Whoever dwells in the shelter of the Most High will rest in the shadow of the Almighty. Wait, that's the NIV.
Hey, that's okay. If you want to read it from that, that's fine.
Hold on. Oh my
Just
goodness.
to where it says, "I trust in you and I'm safe." Can you read to that part in the message?
Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. You who sit down in the high God's presence, spend the night in the Shaddai shadow. Say this, God, you're my refuge. I trust in you and I'm safe.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, Emma. I appreciate that. Typed in the chat just a second ago, but there's a message, there is a saying that I want you to say consistently while you're at home and you're quarantined. I trust in you and I'm safe. I trust in you and I'm safe. So does everybody hear that? I trust in you and I'm safe. Okay. If you are trusting in other things right now, you are probably not feeling very safe. That might be news to you, but if you are putting all of your trust in the fact that they might find a cure tomorrow, you might feel anxious because they probably won't have a cure by tomorrow. Okay. Your only feeling of safety right now comes from trusting in God. All right. So I want you to know, I'm kind of echoing what Nika was saying about trust. Trust in God. Okay. That is where your safety comes from. So if you have your phone or your computer, scroll down just a little bit, and I'm going to read a little bit more in chapter 91. Closer towards the end, it says this: because God is your refuge, the high God, your very own home, evil can't get close to you. Harm can't get through the door. He ordered his angels to guard you wherever you go. If you stumble, they'll catch you. Their job is to keep you from falling. You'll walk unharmed among lions and snakes and kick young lions and serpents from the path. Listen to this. If you'll hold on to me for dear life, says God, I'll get you out of any trouble. I'll give you the best of care if you'll only get to know and trust me. Call me and I'll answer, be at your side in bad times. I'll rescue you and then throw you a party. I'll give you a long life and give you a long drink of salvation. Okay, so just by show of hands, does that encourage anybody? Cool. I mean, that, like, when I read that, I'm just like, yes, I want that party right there. That's the kind of party I want to be at. Okay. That is so comforting. Like, that is so comforting. But then if you go a few verses before that, it says, no disease that prowls through the darkness, no disease will get you. I mean, I find comfort in Psalm chapter 91. I find comfort in Psalm chapter 13. There's so many things written right here that I just read and I'm like, oh, I need to hear that right now. But the number one thing that I want you to take from this right now is at the beginning of that chapter 91. If your trust is anywhere but in God right now, guys, we need to refocus. You need to get it refocused because that's where your comfort in this anxious time is going to come from. Like I was saying, if it's on anything else, if you're watching news hoping to find some comfort, you're not going to find it right now, just being completely honest. But focus on God, and that's where the comfort comes from. Number 2 is this: no disease is going to get you, okay? And you might read that and be like, yeah, but the coronavirus is spreading like crazy. And hey, even if it got your physical body, do you know what God's going to do with your spiritual self? He's got you, okay? He's got you, okay? So no disease is going to overtake you. I think that is super awesome. And I love the way this chapter ends. David is just writing this, and he has given me comfort upon comfort right here. He says, if you'll just hold on to me for dear life, this is God in this part right here. If you'll just hold on to me for dear life, I'll get you out of any trouble, and I'll give you the best of care. So I don't know of anything this morning that could be more comforting than to know that God's got it. When we don't have it, God's got it. Okay, when we're in the waiting, God's there. Whatever season you find yourself in right now, God's present. Okay, and like that brings me a ton of comfort. And so Nika and I kind of want to share some challenges for you guys throughout this week. And then I might say one more thing, but Nika, let's talk about our challenges for the week.
Okay, so obviously we may have a little bit more time on our hands while we're at home. Give me a thumbs up if you've had a lot of time on your hands in a way. Yeah, okay. So we have something we want you to do this week. Actually, it's 3 things, and they're not super difficult, okay, I promise. So every day, because we have the time, we've been given ample time, we want you to do 3 things. One is to pray, but we want you to pray specifically. So we want you to pray in tandem with a psalm. So we're not going to give you, if you can hear my dog, sorry. We are not going to give you the psalm to read. We want you to discover a psalm. You could reread 91, you could reread 13, but we want you to pray and pray over and read a psalm every day this week. Okay, it could be any of them. And we would like for you to share with us which ones you're reading. Okay, so those things are kind of partnered together. 1, pray and read over a psalm. And 3, share something from that psalm with somebody. Okay, whether that be via text, whether it be Marco Polo, whether it be on your story, whether it be to your parents, whether just share it with somebody, okay? And also write it down for yourself somewhere, okay? So I guess you could maybe kind of say that's 4, depends on how you're looking at it. But 1, pray and read over a psalm, share it with somebody in some form or fashion, and have it written down, whatever you took away from that psalm. So for example, if I was doing that today, I would write down something about Psalm 13, and I would probably write the word trust, and I would write down verses 5 and 6. Okay, and then I could Marco Ben and say, hey, I was reading this today, and I was really focusing on trust. Okay, or several of you are writing letters, and that's awesome. I mean, a letter doesn't have to be extravagant. You could send somebody a verse and a little note and put it in the mail. It's a very simple way for you to reach out, but we want you to try and do that every day. I know to some of you it might seem like homework, but sometimes we have to be disciplined in the time that we're given. And so we really want to encourage you to do that this week. Yeah. Ben?
Sounds good.
Just
Just
as of
to give you an
yesterday,
example, as we
she was
close,
asking about it.
I don't know who that was.
Well,
just to
she
give you
was,
an example as
she
we
was just
close.
asking if we get a bonus this year is all she was asking. I'm sure it's on top of
Carol,
mind since she,
read. Okay. Psalm chapter 8 is going to be mine. And you can look at that if you want to. Look at it after we end this class, but Nika's giving you hers, Psalm 13. It could be Psalm 91. If it's one that we talked about, hey, that's awesome. That's awesome. But mine will be Psalm chapter 8. I think that one, I think I'm just really seeking out things that bring comfort right now. And I want you all to just know right now that there are a lot of unknowns. And so like Nika was saying, I have people texting me, Jake Garms, saying, hey, is the senior retreat still happening? I think that was Jake Garms. I don't know if it was or not, but it doesn't matter. You know, we don't know. There's a lot that we just don't know right now. And if something gets canceled, we hope we can replace it with something else at a different time. But I don't want that to be your focus. I don't want your thoughts to be consumed right now with, are we still doing this? Is this going to happen? I want your thoughts to be consumed with, okay, what can I do today? Because today is what we're promised. Okay. So think about Psalms. I love these challenges Nika's sharing with us, and I think we can do them, and it'll be very uplifting, not only to somebody else, but to you as well. So I think that is all I have. Nika, you have anything else?
No, I don't. Does anybody have anything they'd like to share? Thoughts? Since we're in a group right now. We haven't been like this the whole time. So, does anybody have anything like encouragement, thoughts, something they would like to say? If not, it's okay because I know you're on the spot. Oh, Ella, go for it, sis.
Okay. I'm doing this thing that I'm gonna try called like a glow up with the Lord or something, and and I'm gonna try to like do different stuff each day that helps me grow closer to like God and stuff.
Well, good job, Ella. Can we give thumbs up for Ella? Yeah. That's awesome. Anybody have anything else they want to share? I love that. Yes, no, maybe so. It's totally okay if you don't. We are proud of you in this time. This is a very weird and historical time. So, when we had that first live with Ben and I, we talked about worrying about just today, because each day has enough trouble of its own. And especially since we don't know what comes next, most of us have empty planners right now because there's really a question, like no one can really say what's going to happen. And so if we can focus on getting our daily bread and getting into the word, that will fill you up more than a bunch of the stuff that could be thrown your way in ample time to be heard.
We love you guys so much. Text us throughout the week. Call us if you want to. We are here for you. We will have plans to see you on Wednesday night. And so be tuned in for that. We'll give you some texts throughout the week about different things you can be doing and when we're going to be live again or on Zoom. So we love you guys. And I was going to close with a prayer, but this is what I'm going to do instead. I'm going to end the call here in just a few seconds, but I want every single one of you to end the call and to pray right where you are. Okay, and just pray that you focus on today and what God has to give to you today. All right, we love you guys, and we will talk to you.
I'm about to get a picture.
I got 2 pictures already.
If your video's not up, you better get it up.
Yeah, everybody turn your video on so we can all. Yeah, I'm looking at you, Noah and Emma and Libby.
Yeah, I'll give a countdown. And I also will have to swipe to the second page. So we'll do this twice. Okay. Where's Emma and Jacob? Why are you hiding?
We're trying to figure it out.
Where Emma?
Yeah. Okay. Where's Noah? You don't have to smile yet because we're waiting. Noah.
What?
Noah
Okay, why can I still not see? I can still only see one person at a time.
It's probably because it's on speaker view. Who is
You're
this?
probably on, yeah.
Who has this video on in the bottom corner that I can only see the wall?
There we go, Noah. You were on.
Okay, you're gonna miss out. Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Sweet. Now one more time because I have to swipe to the next page. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Yay. Okay, guys. We were so happy to see you.
Yes. Good to see you guys. We love y'all. We'll talk to you soon. We'll see you later. Y'all have a great day.
Bye.
Yes. Bye, guys.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.